My dear listeners, this is an original sci-fi story I wrote for you. If you'd like to support me, just subscribe to the channel. It really helps the growth. Grace Simmons stood before the sector education board and tried not to let her hands shake. You want to teach predator and prey species together? Council head Vrask's crest flared red with agitation. Dr. Simmons, this violates 1,000 years of established segregation policy. Segregation based on fear, not evidence, Grace said. I've reviewed every study. There's no biological imperative for predator cubs to attack prey species children. It's learned behavior, reinforced by cultural expectations. Absurd, snapped Administrator Torvin, a sleek Tenari herbivore. My species evolved as prey. Kresh evolved as apex predators. This isn't prejudice. It's survival instinct coded into our DNA. Then let me prove you wrong. 20 cubs, ages 4 to 6. 10 predator, 10 prey, 6-month pilot program. If there's even one serious incident, I shut it down. Vrask's crest darkened. You're risking children's lives on a human theory. I'm risking my career on human experience. On Earth, we have apex predators and prey animals. We domesticated both. We learned that environment shapes behavior more than genetics. That socialization during critical development periods creates neural pathways stronger than instinct. She pulled up images. Dogs and cats coexisting, children playing with rabbits and snakes, interspecies animal friendships. Cubs aren't born hating each other. We teach them to. Long silence. Finally, Vrask clicked his mandibles. 6 months. But the first sign of violence, this experiment ends. And Dr. Simmons? If a child dies, so does your career. Day 1, 20 terrified cubs arrived with even more terrified parents. Grace had arranged the classroom carefully. No segregated areas, mixed seating, collaborative spaces everywhere. She'd chosen cubs whose psychological profiles showed curiosity over fear. The predator cubs clustered together. 5 Kresh, 3 Drakai, 2 Scar. The prey cubs huddled opposite. For Tenari, 3 Quillen, 2 Ves, 1 small Pyri. Good morning, Grace said brightly. Welcome to Integration Learning. I'm Miss Grace. Today we're going to play a game. A Kresh cub named Thax raised a clawed hand. My sire says we don't play with prey. They're weak. Your sire is wrong, Grace said calmly. Everyone here is strong in different ways. Rena, she indicated a small Tenari cub, can hear frequencies none of you can detect. That's a superpower. Thax, you're strong and brave. Also a superpower. Today, we need both. She unveiled a massive collaborative puzzle projected on the floor. This can only be solved if everyone works together. Predator cubs, you're strong enough to move the heavy pieces. Prey cubs, your pattern recognition is better, you'll direct placement. Ready? Silence. Suspicion. Then a tiny Quillen cub, Nira, tentatively touched a puzzle piece. Thax's sibling Kara moved to block her, then stopped, looking at Grace. Nira's trying to help, Grace said. What if you lifted that piece where she's pointing? Slowly, Kara lifted. Nira guided. The piece clicked into place. Excellent teamwork. See? You're stronger together. By puzzle's end, predator and prey cubs were coordinating naturally, too focused on success to remember they were supposed to be enemies. Week 2 brought the first crisis. A Kresh cub, Dax, grabbed a toy from Rena. The Tenari cub squeaked in fear, an instinctive prey response. Dax's predator instincts kicked in. Claws extended. Freeze! Grace's command voice cut through rising tension. Both cubs froze. Dax, what do we do when we want something someone else has? Take it. Dax's voice was uncertain. No, we use words. Say, Rena, may I have a turn with that when you're finished? Dax repeated it awkwardly. Rena, trembling, whispered, You can have it now. No, Grace said gently. Rena, you were playing with it first. It's okay to say no. Try, I'm using it now, but you can have it in 5 minutes. Rena's eyes widened. I can say no? To a predator. You can say no to anyone. Your feelings matter just as much as his. Something shifted in that moment. Prey cubs realizing they had agency. Predator cubs learning that strength didn't mean taking whatever they wanted. Week 4, Grace introduced empathy exercises. Close your eyes. Imagine you're very small and everyone around you is very big. You're scared all the time because you're worried bigger people might hurt you. How does that feel? The predator cubs squirmed. Bad, Thax admitted. Lonely. That's how prey species cubs often feel around you. Not because you're bad, because you're big and they've been taught to be scared. Now imagine being strong and brave, but everyone always expects you to be mean. Never lets you be gentle. How does that feel? Trapped, Kara whispered. Exactly. Now open your eyes and look at each other. You're all just cubs. Cubs who want to play, learn, have friends. The scared feelings and the trapped feelings? Those aren't you. Those are walls adults built. We're going to knock them down. By week 6, the walls were crumbling. Thax and Rena became inseparable. Dax taught Nira to climb. Prey species weren't supposed to, but she loved it. A Drakai cub named Pix started crying during nap time. 2 Vest cubs curled protectively around him. The adults were horrified. My daughter shares her food with a creche, Rena's mother said, her voice shaking. She lets him touch her. She's forgotten how to be afraid. She's learned she doesn't need to be, Grace replied. Fear kept your species alive in the wild. But we're not in the wild anymore. We're building civilization. That requires different skills. You're erasing their survival instincts. I'm replacing instincts with critical thinking. Your daughter can assess actual threats versus learned prejudice. That's more useful. From the predator side, Thax's father growled. My son plays gently, shows weakness. You're domesticating him. I'm socializing him. Thax is still strong, still brave. But now he can choose when to use that strength. Violence as a choice is power. Violence as the only option is limitation. Week 20 brought the incident everyone feared. An older creche juvenile, not in the program, cornered Rena in the hall. Pray, he hissed. You don't belong here. Rena froze, instinct overriding weeks of training. Thax appeared, placed himself between the juvenile and Rena. She's my friend, Thax said quietly. You have a problem with her. You go through me. The juvenile laughed. You defend prey? You're pathetic. No, came Kara's voice. She emerged with Dax and Pix. He's strong. Protecting people who need help. That's what strong people do. Behind them, Nira, the Quillen cubs, and the Vest cubs appeared. Prey species standing with predators. We're Simmons class, Rena said, voice trembling but firm. We protect each other. The juvenile backed down, confused by what he'd witnessed. Month 6. Final evaluation. The board reviewed data. 0 violence incidents between program cubs. Cooperation scores unprecedented. Standardized testing showed both predator and prey cubs outperforming segregated peers in problem solving, emotional regulation, and creative thinking. Then the alarm sounded. Structural failure in the East Wing. Evacuation protocols triggered. In the chaos, the integration classroom became separated from adults. 20 cubs, ages 4 to 6. Fire spreading. Smoke filling corridors. The board watched security feeds in horror. Grace's voice came through the comm system, distant. If you can hear me, follow emergency protocols. Stay calm. I'm coming. But the cubs didn't panic. Thax, the largest, called out, Formation. Big cubs help little cubs. Rena, can you hear which way is safe? Rena's ears swiveled. Left corridor, less crackling. Fire's not there yet. Quillen cubs, you're fast. Scout ahead. Drakai cubs, you're flexible. Check for blocked paths. Everyone else, buddy system. They moved like a coordinated unit. Predator strength carrying exhausted prey cubs. Prey species enhanced senses guiding the way. When a Vest cub panicked, Dax talked her through breathing exercises, the same ones Grace taught. They emerged into the safe zone seconds before the corridor collapsed. Grace found them in a huddle. Predator and prey cubs wrapped around each other. Comforting, protecting, being one unit. The board voted unanimously to expand the program. You've proven your point, Vrask said quietly. What we called instinct was just fear we passed down. Grace watched her 20 cubs. They'd always be hers, even as the program grew. Thax teaching younger cubs gentleness. Rena standing tall, fear replaced with confidence. All of them predator and prey, choosing friendship over ancestral programming. Children aren't born knowing how to hate, Grace said. They have to be taught. But they can also be taught something better. That different isn't dangerous. That strength means protecting, not dominating. That the scariest thing in the universe isn't the predator with claws. It's the walls we build between people who could be friends. Rena climbed into Grace's lap, followed immediately by Thax. Soon she had 7 cubs piled on her. Scales, fur, feathers, all mixed together. Humans are weird, Thax observed. But good weird. Good weird, Rena agreed. Grace smiled. Good weird. She'd take it.